know, the scheme of things is coming towards the pointy end of the season, and we're a realistic chance of finals. We're certainly improving every week, I reckon, and little bits and pieces get tinkered with the game plan, and I really think it's starting to click amongst the group, and you know, last few weeks have shown we are improving. I think it even, you know, steers back to the pre-season that we've put in this year. We've, you know, we had quite a large pre-season compared to the last couple, and I think that'll hold us in really good stead for the remainder of the year. It would be a huge letdown, I think, not to be able to play finals this year, and that's probably my number one goal, really, and that's all we're focusing on as a group.
Dirk got his top off for.
You're not getting in one?
That way.
There's still a third of the season to go. It's a good opportunity. I think, you know, Hep's really stood up. David Myers has stood up. Stanton's, you know, consistently a good player. So we've got enough players. Players are distracting me.
Down at the Seabuffs, you know, it's, I suppose it's something different from the usual routine, and it's good to get away. And I think a lot of boys get into footy as little tackers. You know, you go to the footy club to muck around with your friends and whatnot, and you know, I don't think that's one thing that certainly hasn't changed throughout the years.
You know, Hep's, he often has a beer with us. He's a bit of a three-pot screamer, we call Hep, and he's a country kid too. I reckon he plays on that a little bit too. Hep walks in and uses a phrase like "you bloody beauty" and "how you going, copper," and throws around those lines. But yeah, I reckon he plays off on that a bit.
I think there's one thing that stands out for Hep. He's an extremely self-driven person, and I think that's what drives him to be the preparer that he is, and he's always the first guy that's in there doing extras, last to leave, and he leaves no stone unturned from week to week, whether we win, whether we lose, whether he's played well, whether he hasn't played so well. He just does the same preparation all the time, and it's a preparation which revolves around hard work. You know, I think what you see now today is a player that's really good in the contest. He's an elite stoppage player, and you know, once again, it's come down to the work that he's done.
Hep, in footy terms, is what we'd call an elite preparer. In every aspect too, you can throw that cliche around a little bit, but in terms of his lifestyle on and off the field, when he's here, when he's away from the club is you see the real character of people, and their true commitment is when people aren't looking, and without putting too much pressure on him. But I think one day he'll captain the footy club, and he's going to be obviously a 200+ game player, and he's already got the durability, he's got the mental capacity to take on the responsibilities of being a captain, and that's probably one of the most impressive things about him.
What do you got for me? Good man. Goal shot. There you go. Game day. I get to the ground pretty early, 2.5, 3 hours before the game, and usually just go for a bit of a cruise out on the ground, just walk around and I suppose get familiar with the surroundings, and then really just take it easy sort of for the next hour or so. Just you know, try and switch off a bit, have a bit of a look through the record and see if you find your name in there. But yeah, I don't know, I tend to take it pretty cruisy. A lot of boys have different preparations, but I try and keep it as relaxed as I can until sort of 10-15 minutes prior to the bounce. I've sort of flicked most of my superstitions, but I don't know, I always have the same towel that I bring to the game. I used to wear the same pair of jocks, but they're about knackered now, so any jocks now. I suppose the nerves sort of kick in probably even a couple of days out prior to the game. You know, you start thinking about, you know, how things may play out, or you know, the result, things like that. But you know, everyone gets the same thoughts, and I think it's if you actually get too caught up in those thoughts and emotions, that's when you can probably get taken away from your own performance. So you know, I just let the thoughts be there and emotions, and you know, you can't control I suppose, the uncontrollables. All those sorts of emotions will always be there, but I don't get too caught up in it. From the first NAB Cup game that I played, sort of running out on Etihad Stadium it was, and just with all the fans roaring and whatnot, it gave you a real hunger and drive to get out there again.
Here we go, lads. Ready to go now. Come on.
You know, it's always good to stitch the Pies up. Always have some big games against them, and you know, they've fixed us up a couple of times, so I think we owed them one, which was great to stitch them up. Very exciting game. I think we went into the game really confident. I suppose we've been steadily improving over the last month or so, and you know, we managed to put in a good performance against Port Adelaide last week, so gave us a lot of belief leading into this game. And obviously, there was a fair bit of hype around the game in terms of making finals and whatnot. So, you know, I think we got off to a fantastic start. We were able to, you know, execute the game plan that we'd really worked on during the week, and all the boys had a good understanding of what we wanted to achieve, and we were able to do that throughout the 4 quarters.
Oh yeah, we both had dreads for a fair while since we were at, I don't know, can't remember, but well, I reckon Dad had it first. He had a big red mullet growing up. I tried going away from it 2 years ago and shaved it, but I had a bit of a rock head, so I came back to it pretty quickly.
I'm actually living with both the brothers, so got the older brother Jamin in as well, and you know, it's sort of good having that family environment around. So, but Az is really enjoying his time down in the city, and you know, the club have been fantastic for him, really helping him with his development. But no, he loves it, loves it.
Growing up together, we were pretty close all the time, playing backyard cricket and footy and basketball. We were, you know, pretty close in age, so we were good mates and loved our sport, and nearly had the same friendship group, so we spent a lot of time together, and I suppose it's nearly done the same thing coming through our teens, and then even now we still share the same friends and still do a fair bit hanging out, so we get along pretty good. It's pretty good.
Start. That's not it. That is not it. Oh, it's a great nut. Oh, well done. Yeah. Oh, doesn't mind it. Let's go, son. Oh, that's good. No good, no good. We'll get you one of those ramps. Quick close up of the scoreboard. You get the tokens for the dirty. Laughing. Awesome. Thank you.
I suppose us as brothers, we're kind of like mates. We just muck around together, and you know, we have a few biffs every now and then, but it's cleared up pretty quickly, and I don't know, it just keeps it really cruisy at home, and I don't know, it's sort of just like it always has been, yeah.
Spin what? Oh, there you go. Surely. Oh, you're joking. That is a gag.
That's unbelievable.
You go, do you want all these? They're all yours.
There you go. I think we just cleaned out your machine.
Yeah, I got fixed up bowling. Usually I'm not too bad, but Dice bought his own game for the cameras, so he fixed me up. But then we went to the arcade and I showed him how it was done.
You know, it's fantastic, I suppose, being able to sort of make someone's day, if that's the way you put it. When I was a kid, I used to absolutely love seeing AFL players around, and you know, I'd be all up and about and trying to get photos and whatnot. So. You know, I think it's pretty important to give back to people that support the club and support you. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to give them a time of day. Probably if I shaved my head, I wouldn't get recognised at all, but I reckon Az hangs on to every bit he can as well. He'll sneak into any photo he can if he's hanging out with me. So, it's quite funny. Yeah, seeing him sign autographs and that too. He has a laugh at it. Yeah.
Azza, do you want to sign that? How you going?
Yeah, sometimes I don't really know who I am. They think I might play, but I kind of sneak in there and chuck a scribble down every now and then.
Rightio, well it's a lovely Monday morning. Now in the car on the way to Essendon Airport. We've got our country visits today, so doing a few clinics for some of the country kids, and the boys have been spread out right over Victoria. We're actually heading up to Portland today, so taking a little plane. There's about 7 or 8 of us heading up and have a bit of a muck around with the kids, so looking forward to it, and should be a good day. Where are you off to, bro? Oh yeah, Yarram way. Portland. Something to come over. Yeah. Shotgun, bro. We're going hunting. Snug fit, I reckon, boys. Might need a push start sticker. Heading up to Portland. Hopefully we can put a few smiles on some kids' faces, and I think that's what it's all about. You know, some of those kids will probably, you know, maybe the only AFL players they'll ever meet, and you know that could be a real memory for them. So I think it's very important to give back to the community. You're going with a few. This is a fair trek, isn't it? Leongatha. Arrive safely. Rightio. Let's do it. Coming from Leongatha, you know, didn't come to a hell of a lot of AFL games and see a lot of AFL footballers, but you know, in primary school we had a few Bombers boys come out, had Fletch there and got a bit of a photo of Fletch, had Sean Wellman, Spike McVeigh, Dean Solomon, so you know, I bagged for Essendon growing up, and to see some of my idols come out was a real memory. You know, we were just raving about it for weeks. It was great. Beautiful. Good job, guys. Just keep going. Handball it up, spin around, and catch it again. That's too easy for you, and then you can kick it up. Kick it up and catch. Brent McCaffer, he's a tagger. Yeah.
Did he tackle you?
Tackled me a few times.
Did you fight him?
Didn't fight him.
Oh.
It's no good, you don't want to be fighting people. What do you got?
Why do you go for Essendon?
Why do I go for Essendon? I don't know. I think I just always grew up barracking for Essendon, and we've won the most premierships in the AFL, so I think that's a pretty good reason.
What are you such a good footy player?
How am I such a good footy player? Oh, well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, certainly. You've got to train hard, work hard, and I suppose try and get the most out of yourself. Yeah.
Do you know how many people that you've tackled?
How many I've tackled? I've tackled a few. I've tackled, a lot of people have tackled me as well, though, so. Nah, about 2,000. Nah. So I reckon every player in the AFL would get nervous. You know, it's a good thing to get nervous. It means you care about what's going to happen and you're excited for the game. So, man.
Can you promise me one thing?
What can I promise you? I don't know if I can, but what are you going to give me?
Take a specky in the next match you play.
Next match I play. How about I'll try and take a specky in the next match I play? Dislike my hair? I reckon a lot of people don't like my hair. Yep. See you later. Yeah.
We give 3 big cheers to the Essendon Footy Club before we do it. Hang on a minute. In bits and pieces, so we do thank you a lot, boys. It's been super having you up, and thank you.
We're here today to see if an Essendon fan can earn their sash. Today, Darren is going to attempt to handball 5 balls through this target in 30 seconds. Let's go, Daz. Roll short, roll short. Don't get shown up. Don't get shown up, Darren. There we go. From the peanut gallery. No! Still on 0. Still 0. Not even close. 10 seconds. Now you're getting nervous. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yep. So there we have it. Another Essendon fan has earned their sash. Well, that might be debatable. If you'd like to earn yours, tell us what you're prepared to do via our hashtag.
One way to earn your sash is to visit the Kia website and see the many great deals currently on offer across the entire Kia range. So visit kia.com.au and find a deal that's right for you. You can even leave the sash on if you like.
My name is Mark McVeigh, and I strive to give the Bombers a lifetime of value throughout my 232-game career. Do I miss it? I certainly don't miss pre-season training, the daily skim fold or getting crunched every weekend. I do miss the camaraderie though, getting around the boys after a win and having a laugh. But by the end of my career, I was the one copping it. The youngsters were relentless about my age. I reckon I owe a few of them a proper stitch-up. I've been chatting to Winders and we've cooked up a little wind-up starring one Spike Doubtfire. True Value Solar are going to help me fool everyone at the club into thinking I'm an old granny on a supporters tour. I'm going to need to improve my acting. Lindell Green is one of Australia's best drama coaches. She'll show me how to play the old duck.
So the big thing to do, and the big thing about this is that you have to not try and act. You have to be her, yeah?
Yep.
Take your hands out of your pockets. The Nana sort of sound, you know. You've got it, because I can hear you doing it, yeah. I think that's it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Keep that, keep that, keep that, keep that, keep that. I think that's her. I think that's her. Try and now think of something or someone that really makes you annoyed. Look at me. Be quiet. Try harder. Do you?
It's hard.
It's hard, I know. Come on. You can do it.
Be quiet.
But with the same intensity that you would
quiet.
with... Oh, I liked... That's not bad.
Be quiet.
Go down a little bit, see what happens.
Be quiet.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that.
It was going okay, but she was tougher on me than Sheeds.
Put your tea down, and you can't do that with the tea. Like, you cannot be doing that, for God's sake. No, 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 I think they hold it like this. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. She doesn't look stupid when she eats. Hello. Nice to see you. I wouldn't say too much.
And to be frank, she was all hands.
Try to be careful with these arms because they're a little bit muscly. Hello, Christmas.
But she was passionate and knew her stuff. It was time to knuckle down.
You're not committing enough. I think you're frightened that it's not going to be believable. But if you go half, it'll be... Talk to me like the grandma as well.
That's the hard bit.
No, it's not. It's not hard. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith.
Sorry, what did you say, love?
Again?
Sorry, what did you say, love?
Sorry, yeah, again.
Sorry, what did you say, love?
I think that's all right. Commit more with the voice. I think you're getting it. See her, keep talking to her.
Come here, darling.
Really, really see it.
I'll throw this at you if you don't slow down.
Oh, she wouldn't say that to her. She wouldn't say that to her.
I was ready. It was time to meet the Nanas.
True Value Solar, powering a lifetime of change.
My first sash was presented to me before the Freo game in round 4. It was my debut game. It was presented to me by BJ. A great experience for me having one of the leaders of the club present the jumper to me before the game. BJ came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, you know, this is what we want from you. And then Winderlick came up to me as well. Like he said to me, you know, just keep doing what you're doing at training. You're playing your role at training. You're doing the right things. You're one of the hardest people to play on, sort of thing. Just bring that to the game. You don't have to do anything amazing. Just, you know, keep it simple. Pretty surreal. Yeah, it was pretty good. Like, all I could do was just smile and just really enjoy it. You know, to be told that you're going to be playing your first game was great. Oh, there's been some good players back in the day. Obviously, you've got Blake Caracella, one of the recent stars. You've also got Glenn Hawker, who played in a few premierships, and a lot of other players that have. Yeah, so there's a lot of heritage to jumper, so I'm just trying to, put my own stamp on it, but also, follow the tradition and, do the jumper and the number proud.
I'm Justin Crowe, I'm High Performance Manager at the Essendon Football Club. I'm here today for Everybody Every Day, sponsored by Yakult, to give you some simple tips about warming up and preparing for going out with a kick with your mates, or football training, or even a football match. The most important aspects of preparing to go out for a kick or for training is to actually go through some controlled movements that you're going to have to do when you're out there, like kicking or changing direction, or even picking up a ground ball. So taking yourself through in a controlled fashion those things you're going to have to do out in the park. So the first exercise is back roll, which is being performed down here, which is basically to get your back moving, bring your legs side to side, arms out to the side, getting ready for rotation and twisting that you might have to do when you're out kicking the football or during training. And generally players, before they train or have a kick, will do this exercise for 30 seconds to a minute, just the once. So the next exercise we're going to do to get ourselves warmed up is a windmill. You can see because it looks like a windmill. This one's really important for getting down to the ground and getting ready for ground balls that you might have to pick up when you're out having a kick. Generally you'd plant your feet a bit further than shoulder width apart and look to touch your right hand, your left foot, and your left hand, your right foot. And it's really important to get your arms straight and a lot of movement through your back so that you're ready to go when your first ground ball comes. So another exercise to get ourselves ready for kicking is basically just to do a leg swing where you take your leg through the range of motion that you would use for a kick. We'll do both sides. Normally we'd do 10 on each side, just straight through, making sure you're kicking right through and ready to go for your first kick of the football. The important thing with getting your joints moving and doing some of these controlled movements is that then when the time comes to do the match day, you'll have been through that sort of movement and you'll also be less likely to injure yourself or catch yourself by surprise. I think before training or just going out for a kick in the park, you might want to allow 10 minutes just to get yourself moving, warm your body up and go through some of those movements you're going to have to do out on the park.
This has been a Fox Footy presentation.